All right, everybody, welcome back. We are now on day 4 of the guys being in Squid Game, the challenge. So what happened day 4, guys?
Day 4, I remember waking up and thinking I'm happy to be there, but it hit me really hard when I woke up that morning that Paul wasn't going to be there. Yep. I looked over his bunk and he wasn't there. And then it just made me realize the whole thing felt like I was on a corporate retreat when I got in that game for some reason. I felt, because I've done a lot of corporate retreats, you do these silly games, then you have dinners and stuff. And I felt like I was at a corporate retreat. And then Paul being gone, I'm like, that sucks,
Yeah, I did. I woke up that morning thinking about you guys, but also to wake up in a bed, breakfast, waiting.
And we're still in prison.
And they were still in prison.
They're still in prison.
We needed your energy.
Yeah. You brought great energy and laughs.
I did have this feeling like I should be with my boys right now. But
I kept on asking Ram to do a pose down. He said, "Get the hell out of here."
Let's go.
No cartwheels.
I couldn't give it any justice.
It's okay. That's all right.
I think he did a couple of Darren impressions for me, but they weren't that good. But I appreciate the effort.
Not very good at
talking.
But waking up that morning, guys, first I realized Stephen wasn't in the same bed. I saw him go to sleep.
The gunboats moved again.
You don't say.
You're like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Like, where is he?
But I remember doing the battery pack. They locked the restrooms, which after everybody woke up, then they shut down the restrooms in the bathroom. I thought that was weird, but they had a reason for that. We'll explain that later. But did you guys? Nobody had any clue if we were going to do a challenge. Nothing was even buzzing in the dorm. Everybody was just like, we didn't know what was going to happen. We felt nothing was going to happen that day for some reason.
I think everybody was just happy to be there and had no idea what was coming.
Probably already fried too, y'all were, I'm sure, by that point.
I actually don't remember day 4.
Wow.
And once you guys start talking about it, I'll remember. But I was just lack of sleep and just the game. I was. Yeah, I don't remember. Y'all have to get me kick started on what
I believe it was a dark, cloudy, stormy day.
London
like
that was every day.
Yeah. But I remember we were just sitting around, and I was very social that morning because we were like down to 100 or something people, I think. And so I remember I met the prison nurse and her friend, and we got along great. We had some great conversations. I met who was the big guy, the football player?
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus. I got to sit down and talk to him a little bit. I told him I wasn't eating all my food. I said, "You're happy to have my extra?" And he was like, "Thank me for it." It was a nice social morning and getting to know people. And then what happened next? Do you guys remember? I think I have an idea.
The announcement came pretty soon after breakfast, I think, didn't it? Where it said players, and they said that, remember before the game started, we said that time would be very important. And then I had a little shiver go through my body because even that morning I was talking to more people about their challenges, and you son of a bitch that threw that rock got in within 1 or 2 tries.
Did you guys take it as it was going to be a who took the longest type of thing?
I didn't when they said it before.
I remember you and I were in the middle of the floor when that came out, and you looked at me and I looked at you and we like, oh shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's when you were like, crap.
Yeah, I knew I was in trouble then. But I'm thinking I'm the guy that brought everybody here. I've had a great social game. I'm believing in my fellow man that if they do call my number, I'll be okay. So I sincerely wasn't worried. Plus, I have this newfound confidence from the challenge, and I'm thinking
they had you right where they wanted you.
Yeah, they're like perfect.
Literally.
I'm okay. I remember thinking a little cocky, like, all right, call my name. Let's see what happens, And son of a gun, they called my number 89, and Ramiro was right there at me, and I'm like, God. I lost all my confidence then.
Well, so
they called the number?
Yeah. They say we need the following 5 players to approach the stage.
So did we explain yet that it's the pentathlon, there's 5 games. So
right, go ahead.
Everybody who had the lowest time on each game of that pentathlon was up for elimination.
Well, I had the highest time.
the highest time.
Yeah, but took the longest.
Yeah, it took the longest,
was
took
up
the
for
longest.
elimination that day. So there were 5 eliminations, including my man Mike.
So 5 people went up.
5 people.
Dang.
So but they're up for elimination, and the elimination was going to be done by vote.
Right. Well, they said these players may be eliminated, so I had hope. Mm-hmm. And when I went up on stage with my fellow 5 people, I told the guy next to me, I said, they said, we may be eliminated. We might have something that might save us. And then they said, there's going to be a vote.
So the dorm gets to vote whether or not all 5 players are sent home or get to stay in the game. And real quick, you mentioned when you went up on the stage, dude, I felt so bad for you, man, because we were already standing. I forget why we were standing there for so long.
Oh wait, we got to talk about the other one other thing first. Can I interrupt this?
Yeah.
So remember I was saying they closed all the bathroom doors, and we did the battery checks, we did breakfast, and everybody's just kind of sitting around. We're talking, and I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go across the dorms, and there's a big crew of people blocking the entrance to the door, and they're like, "Hey man, the bathroom's locked." I'm like, "Oh damn!" And they're like, "Well, you could try it if you want." So I walked through the people, went there, clicked open the door, it was open. So I'm walking to the bathroom, and I'm walking through the aisle. Nobody's back there. I'm all by myself. I know they got this on camera. They're going to show me doing this. I'm walking by the bathroom, and one of the utility doors was open. And I looked at the door, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. I don't think I've ever seen that door open.
Oh, yeah, because they look like prop doors. They look like real doors.
Yeah, and I can see there was a room in there, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. But I walked right by it, went to the bathroom, come out, and then all of a sudden, like a group of 5 people are like, hey, everybody, come to the stage, right? And we're like, what the hell's going on? And can you guys help me explain that what happened?
Yeah, they all had like snacks.
They had one.
Well, they left that door open to see if somebody would go in. And Mike didn't, but the people that took the chance. Once they went in there, they opened a whole Pandora's box of something.
There was a vending machine.
There was a vending machine.
Oh, and they had a little puzzle where they had to try. They gave them like a puzzle to try to find the coin, and then they can use it on the vending machine, which included little snacks.
Oh, that's not good. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but in Squid Game, you can't
I'd be scared.
anything.
I'm like, no, we're not going in there.
And so
the vending machine will come up later too, because it also had other prizes in there, like eliminate a player.
Oh, heck.
Wow.
Okay, so they solved the puzzle. They found out the coin was in the coin slot for change. They put it in there. They purchased one small package of chocolate chip cookies, and they went on the stage and they said, "Hey, everybody, this is what happened. We found the cookies. Anybody who wants a cookie, come help yourself." And I remember you and I were there. I don't know where you were.
I was there.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, because we were talking about they're like.
Yeah, take a cookie.
We're full.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a little mini bag of Chips Ahoy.
Yeah,
they're trying to get somebody else to eat them, and we're like, nope. We've seen the first season.
And what's bizarre about the whole thing is they were, first of all, you're full between all of you. You're full with this half of with this little mini bag of cookies. Yeah. So we thought something was up. But it turns out nothing was up.
It's like on the first season where he got the phone call. Yeah. Said if anybody else comes and takes the call, then
they would have been eliminated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
only this time,
nobody's going to eat those cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
So nobody out of the 100 people that were in the dorm at that point, or however many.
No, the one guy that ended up on stage with me, he went and got a cookie.
Okay.
And it was an older guy, and we knew him. We're like, "What are you doing?" And he went up and took the cookie, ate it, and walked away. And we're like, "Okay." Wait for the voice of God, right? Yeah.
What?
And then nothing happened, so they were just messing with us at the first time.
I believe Peyton, who came out to watch our band in Waco, pretty sure she took a cookie too. She was like, "Fuck it,"
That's right.
Real bad.
And there was nothing to it. Like
there was nothing to it.
Yeah.
More mind games.
They were just acting weird.
I wasn't going to chance it over a cookie.
In that environment, you have no idea what's real or what could be. So it's a complete mind.
But had you gone in the door, you might have.
I could have seen that. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, and
I had that big. The door was just like a utility door. It had this big fake looking lock on it.
Yeah. It just looked like a prop.
Unlocked and open.
Yeah.
I was just open there. I'm like, wow. So anyway, that's what they were doing with that. So anyway, back to elimination. So
what were you saying? They called Mike's number.
Yeah. And this is when my meltdown was boiling up in my head. So imminent.
Well, you and I were together on that.
So,
that's when we were hanging out.
Well, so Mike, you and I were standing there for a really long time. I don't know. I guess maybe they were like saying, "Players, stand up," whatever.
Right.
And for some reason, we were standing up what seemed like for an hour. And we were both like, like our feet and our legs were hurting.
Right,
and then you went over to sit down. They're like, no, they don't want anybody sitting down. So you're like standing up, and I could see it in your face.
Yeah.
you were like, oh, both
My
of
legs
us were.
and my back,
like
yeah.
your back and everything as you're standing for so long.
Because I slept on concrete for 12 hours the day before.
So I felt really bad when we're sitting there struggling. Next thing you know, they call your name up for elimination. So you can't even get off your feet. You have to go stand on the stage for a fucking hour or two now.
Right.
And then I could just see you up there just like,
Because
It
they
was
had
torture.
they had to stand through all that voting.
Yeah.
yes, all the voting. So you were probably up there for 2 hours, I would say.
Probably.
Oh, was that long?
Yeah, dude.
I would
'cause
say so.
Really?
It felt like a long
yes, 'cause
time.
everybody had to vote.
Because you had
One person at a time.
Yeah, you had to do first of all the production shit and setting everything up, and then when the vote finally starts, you got 100 some odd people.
They had the drone in there too, right?
They had the drone in there, and so you have 100 some odd people fucking voting.
And doing their own little dances and shit on
Well,
top.
let's get to that.
Yeah.
So
We'll get to that.
Sorry.
when I went up on stage, the first guy, I was saying, I said, I think we're gonna be okay. I said, I think we'll be okay. I said, I got a lot of good friends out there. I think they're gonna support us. I think we're okay. Keep your head up.
So at that point, could they decide, like, can we save, like, you and somebody
All
else?
five.
No,
Or,
it's
like,
either
so
all five or
all
nothing. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I was up there, the guy that saved everybody. The other 4 people were pretty low key in the game so far. A couple of them I had met, and a couple I had not met. It turned out one of my most favorite people in the game was nominated with me. Her name was Sean, and if it wasn't for Sean, it would have been way tougher. And I'll describe what happened. But she also had the longest time in her game. And we were all standing up there, and Sean was on the other end, so I couldn't really talk to her. I was just talking to the people around us. And they said, okay, now we brought out the voting podium, and there's a X and an O on there. And if you vote for X, that we're eliminated, a vote to eliminate, and then you go stand in the X area. If you vote for O, you have to turn in your X badge, put on a new O badge, and you stand over there and you save us, right? So they have everybody move to the back of the dorms, and they have the 5 of us standing up on the stage, and we just had to stand there and wait for this vote to complete.
The podium's up near the stage, so when you vote, you have to have it's a
big, long walk.
Yeah.
To the voting button.
And the announcer said, we're going to start at the back of the line, so the player with the highest number will vote first.
Okay, so when voting starts, they bring the 5 players who are being voted to whether we're going to keep them or eliminate them. They're up on the stage. They bring the fancy looking voting button. There's an X and an O. It's up near the stage, and we're all at the very back of the dorm. So when they call your number, there's a long walk from the back of the dorm up to the voting buttons.
It's not like, and there were about 100 or so players left in the
I think
game.
there was like 115 or something left.
Yeah, I remember we were saying we were very proud because we made it to top 25%.
Yeah, we're like shit. We're like a 1 in 100 chance to win the 4.56 million.
Yeah.
That's when it was becoming a reality. Like,
Yeah.
we could win this.
Is that what it was? 115 left?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And
Maybe
so
112, something like that.
Wow. Okay.
they announced, we're going to start at the back of the line. And I'm looking to see who was 456. If it was somebody I knew, we could start off on the right note. And it was somebody I didn't know. And I don't want to be politically correct, not to take anything away from this person, but he gallivanted and strutted in a very cocky way up to that podium, didn't look at any of us, and just slapped that X button. And then that's when I'm like, oh no, I might be going
they're
home.
coming for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so in my interviews, they're, oh God, there's just so much. This is where you'll see by the time this airs, you'll see that I completely, had a meltdown.
Because he's my buddy.
Or they won't.
At this moment, I'm sure they will show it. If they don't show it, then they're terrible editors.
Shots fired.
I would show it. They will.
Drama.
They will show it because it was a complete breakdown. So Mike's up. I need a drink of water. You talk amongst yourself for a second.
Okay.
Love it. It's
getting intense.
It's emotional.
Getting
It really is.
When I saw that first X, it's like, damn. But I knew I had the green squad. A lot of the green players were there. And right before that, too, I have to preface this, Kurt came up to me and he said, we're going to have an alliance. He says, all of us are going to have an alliance that we're all hanging out. We're going to stick together. We're going to take care of this game. Remember?
That was from day one.
Yeah,
but I know we did, but he officially talked to me that morning.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know
that. Makes it worse.
Yeah,
that makes it worse.
And I hope they have that on.
Scoundrel.
So listen. So we had an alliance from day one. From day one, we were the green cohorts.
Right.
There were a pretty large number of us, which I guess now looking back on it, having an alliance that large probably wasn't a great idea. But so there was this. We had the green cohort alliance.
It was tight. It was good.
It was tight. There was a lot of people.
Right.
Kurt and Zoe, who they'll be featured, I'm sure.
Kurt and Zoe.
Kurt was kind of the ringleader, the head, kind of the papa bear of the alliance.
And we loved him. He seemed a very personable guy, and it felt really good. And we hung out with him a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you guys go up for elimination, I'm like, all right, let's go. Where's Kurt? So I go find Kurt. I was like, bro, this is it. Let's go. We need to go find all our green cohort alliance members. Make sure Mike stays in. First, this is when the beginning of the meltdown started. He looked at me and he was like, well, and I was like, bro, what do you mean, well? What do you mean? Let's go find our alliance. Let's vote him in. Make sure everybody votes. Oh, it's like, well, he was afraid that if you guys were voted to stay in the game, he was afraid that the game was going to say, okay, the next slowest time is going to be voted out. And a
new group of 5 people would be presented on the stage, and all 100 people would have to vote again.
And he thought his daughter, who did the House of Cards,
might have been in jeopardy.
May have been in jeopardy and had the second slowest time. And I was trying to explain to him, look, dude, you've been in this game with us. You see how long everything takes. If we were to go through this whole vote and then
another 2 hours,
and then have to re-vote, we'd be there for 2 days voting. I said, that's not going to happen. And, and he was like, he just couldn't do it. And that's when I just, the freaking waterworks, I just started sobbing uncontrollably. I'm looking at anybody who will listen to go into our green cohorts. And I could see at a certain point that everybody was just going to vote X.
They already went that way.
Which kind of makes sense because if I weren't involved in this, I'd be like, well, yeah, you got to vote 5 people out.
Yeah, it's a game.
But we had the alliance,
Which and what's the point of making an alliance?
What's the point of making an alliance? So the alliance is just busted, and I feel alone. I can't find Steven anywhere. He's probably taking a shower or something. and I'm just looking at anybody, and while I'm doing it, I just can't stop crying.
You just don't remember it. We were in the back of the room together talking about it.
We were, but I was like looking at anybody, in any eyes, and then I would just say, like, look, and then I was trying to say, well, this game, they talk about it being a game of integrity as well. Maybe they'll give us a reward for voting to keep them in.
Oh, good point.
And I was just voting it. I was just trying to state my case to anybody, and I could just see people were just looking at me like, first of all, just calm down. And then they were just kind of like, no. And so, anyway.
See, me being on stage, I knew you guys had my back, and I knew you guys would be running up the troops for me. And another reason why I felt probably more confident up there, knowing that you guys were still out there, and we had that tight green group, and I thought for sure it was going to be okay.
Yeah. I didn't see. I think that's why it affected me.
I talked to all of them because everyone was still grouped in the back, like our alliance, so to speak, green. And
the green guys were all hanging out together.
Yeah, it was as usual.
Yeah, right.
And so we're keeping Mike, right? And it was kind of like, well, we gotta whatever. And I was like,
well, let me ask: was there anybody else in our alliance up there with us, with the 5 people? Was it just me out of the 5?
I think it was just you.
Yeah, that if I maybe one other person.
Yeah, but you and I was trying to say if it weren't for Mike was the hero of day one, where we wouldn't all be here if it weren't for Mike.
Right.
And so I was trying to state the case anyway I would, and I think the thing that made me kind of break down, which by the way, I just want to look in the camera. I don't know which camera to look at.
The big one.
It's going to look insane on Netflix, like I'm completely unhinged. And I probably, these guys, I've been in a band with these guys for almost 10 years now, or him anyway. And I don't do that in real life. I'm not like a complete crazy person. I guess I kind of am.
All the time.
Remember you cried and get chicken tenders
so
last
it was just a weird thing. It's such an immersive game. And
you don't
okay,
know
but here's the thing, though.
You lose yourself.
But here's the thing. It's like when you're in a band with people for 10 years or however many years, you build that brotherhood. And so to you, you've already lost Paul. Okay. Mike is like, if I'm in your position, that shows how close of a bond y'all have.
No.
Yes, it does.
No, it's not even that. It's not even. If I were to go back and do it again, I wouldn't like fucking ball like that. It's like I was acting like Mike's going to actually be killed by the Squid Game guards. And I, that's
you're vested, man.
Looking back, but I think the thing that I was just so shocked because I thought, okay,
everybody was good.
Yeah, we have a big alliance. Mike's safe, and as soon as Kurt did it just it like sent a shockwave through my body, like, oh my god, this Mike might fucking go home, and it just
spiraled from there.
It spiraled.
Yeah, man.
It does make sense because I know several times in the game, you really just don't even feel like you're on the same planet anymore.
No.
Right.
Yeah, we can't stress that.
And what did we say?
It's not like, it's just a TV show. You really, once you're in there that many days, you're like different.
They call it trauma bond.
When they warn you leading up to it, when you're going through the whole application process and everything, they keep reminding you that, are you sure? Because it's a very immersive game.
And it is.
At that point, boy, I really...
Yeah, when we were doing all the application
immersed.
work, I'm like, this is stupid. Why are we having to fill this stuff out? And then when you're in it, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, even like the strongest person mentally,
I'm like
that just continually just break you down.
And what did we say before we went in there? We were fans of the survival shows. Like, I'm not going in there and crying. These guys cry. They do this reunion thing after they've been on an island for 2 weeks and they all lose their shit.
Hey,
Yeah,
I broke down and cried in the game because
you did not.
I did too.
See,
I don't believe you.
I did too. We were in a little group and we were just all talking, and I was talking how Walter had been put down when I was gone, and I just
I know.
I just lost it.
You don't know.
I just was like,
I don't think
you had every reason to cry every day.
The tears were much easier to come than you thought when you were on the spot.
Yeah,
and a guy came over and prayed with me. I can't remember.
That'll make you cry.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, that
and everybody got around and did it, and I was just like, God, it's just like, this is insane.
But now we all agreed that we have a newfound respect for these reality shows.
Yes,
100%. When someone's crying on the show, we're like, I get it, man.
Well, I get it. I teared up.
Just one last thing real quick is my wife is a huge reality TV show watcher. And I don't watch
my wife.
I don't watch my wife. I don't watch any of it. So like, I'll be walking past the TV and I look at the TV and there's always somebody bawling. I was like, the fuck is wrong with these people crying on these reality shows? And so I could just say, now I understand. It's trauma bonding. I get it. Yeah. I won't make fun of people crying on reality shows anymore.
Me neither. So, Respect.
Yeah. So this my emotions, my crying, my uncontrollable sobbing turned into anger. So
it's a bad combo.
Yeah, it's a bad combo, especially for me. And then so I go up,
and that's the first time we've ever been really faced with an emotional situation in the game. Now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I make my vote, and then I'm watching these these people go up to vote, and there are a couple of these dudes who, first of all, the one that really disappointed me was Chris. Shout out, Chris. You're cool. When we met, I thought we hit it off really well, and he's the first one that went up, and now I understand. Somebody had pointed out, one of you guys pointed out that this happened in the drama series of Squid Game, which I guess he was emulating that.
Oh, really?
But either way, Chris, it's still pretty shitty thing to do. It's pretty, Mike. So he skips all the way from the back of the line. He's skipping like this, and he goes up to the thing and he hits
his head down.
He slams his head on the voting button and kind of laughs and I was just like, oh my god, yeah, I seen your gym pictures, bro. I know you're big and stuff, but man, I wanted to fucking punch that dude in the face.
That was hard to watch. Yeah,
but a lot of these people, you don't know if they're getting camera time, so they're like, this is my shot.
This is a camera time.
I'm gonna milk this for all it's worth. Yeah, I'm gonna do something outrageous, no matter how shitty it is.
And guess what? The producers know that, and that's why they've created this situation, right?
I get it. Yeah. And then there was another guy, Viper. Tall guy, I thought I hit it off with him. We didn't speak a whole lot, but we met and we were cool, and I thought he was cool. Yeah. It's like 6'5" dude, and he goes up and he's doing his little sachet dance the whole way, like real flamboyantly. Sauntering to the voting button. And these people, man, the anger, like I hadn't felt anger like that since back in my drinking days when I just wanted to fight everybody. And you'll see it in my interviews. If they show it, you'll see it. You'll think I'm going to want to come after you outside of the game. It's all just game anger. I get it. We're probably cool in real life.
Both of our interviews, we talk about that.
Yeah, but but I look like probably a psycho killer, like a serial killer. Just like when I was talking about Kurt, I was talking about his breaking the alliance, and I had mentioned how I was hoping that Zoe would get eliminated, just so I could see the pain in his face. And I was really filled with hate, dude. It was a weird feeling because I try to just be positive, and I try to get along with everybody, and I do.
You were doing so good. You know everybody's name. You were the social butterfly.
But it's a serious situation too, though, and so to see people jokingly "Oh, fuck you all," like that kind of attitude. It's like, that's my friend. These are people that we know. Like, at any situation when anyone's getting eliminated, it's gonna be emotional for the people that are getting eliminated. So to not have just some tact and to be like, it is a game, but maybe I'll just do what I have to do. And
it's a chance to be cutthroat and be a liar without facing consequences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's all good. It was I said, it's all game anger.
Right.
If I ever saw these people, especially you, Kurt, I'll probably look more like I wanted to hurt.
Kurt and Zoe we were all so tight.
Yeah, we were all so tight.
That disappoints me, man.
So Kurt, if I ever see it, it's all good, man. It's all game anger, but
it's still upsetting.
That's what I said in my interview when I first. I'm jumping to the point, but I'll get that back to that. I don't want to ruin this.
Well, I do remember because I did my exit interviews that day. They were shushing me. I walked in there while y'all were in that, so it sounded very intense, whatever was going on.
Yeah.
So then,
I'm on the stage, and now, after that first guy came down, I was a little rattled, and I thought, okay. And I think the first 4 or 5 people that came down voted X.
All voted for you.
Yeah, and then I think my first O was my little girl Mackenzie that I comforted when she was crying, and I saw her walking down. I'm like, oh man, come on, show me some integrity, show me your character. She came down, she looked at me and smiled and smacked that O.
Yeah, buddy.
And it was just such a warm feeling in my heart. I know it's a stupid game, but when people come through and they show their character and they show that. They really cared for you.
Yeah. And
when she did that, man, it made me a little emotional. So thank you, Mackenzie. I really appreciate that. Yeah. But now, my legs are killing me. My back is killing me. And I'm realizing how long this whole process is going to take. Because everybody, it's their TV moment. Yeah. And they all know it. And they're all taking advantage of it. And I got to be up there and, supply them this drama. I was ready to just walk off, and say, okay, I get it.
I could see or heard.
Yeah. But I became an expert. I can tell within their first couple of steps if it was going to be an X or 0.
Really?
And I was telling the guy next to me, I'm like, oh, this guy's an X. So here we go.
You know what's crazy about it is I knew it was going to be a blowout, X's to O's, but there were actually a lot more O's than I thought.
Yeah, some people really came through.
It was about 70-30.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
That it was that close.
And I just want to make a couple pointers that I remembered on the stage, some people that I met and how they voted. So, Mackenzie, that was awesome. There was John T.
Yeah, we heard about this.
He was so upset, and I felt so bad for him. That little son of a bitch. When he had to line up, he went around and crouched down like this, like he couldn't even walk down that path like this, right? And he gets up, and he's walking, he's crying. He walks up, he looks at me, he goes, sorry.
I know, Mike told me that story.
And then he goes over to the X and squats down again. And my buddy Sean, she's cusses, and I love her. She goes, that fucking John T's acting, he's getting his big TV moment. Cry again, you little baby boy. Yeah, come over here, I'll fuck you up.
Why don't I remember
Sean will find you.
She's from Ireland, right?
You don't remember that situation?
Wales.
Oh, Wales.
Yeah.
I remember Jonty. I had some good. He actually came over to me when it was that night because I didn't notice that.
What are you not remembering?
I don't remember the crying.
You don't?
I remember,
wow.
Because I was like, I wasn't in a good way because I still got to talk about the conversation I had with you. And it was after that, and I was like, God, I was just bummed out, and he could, I guess he could see, and he came over like, hey, he's Australian, I think,
right?
Yeah. And it's like
rugby player,
Well, it's something different. It's similar to rugby.
Okay,
but anyway, so he came over and was like, hey, we haven't. I'm not gonna do the Australian accent. But he's like, we've never really got a chance to talk, and he came over. We had like a 30-minute conversation about just everything, and he's like. Seemed like a real good dude, and he brought my spirits up. I was like, man, thanks for coming over and talking to me. But I didn't know he did the fakery cry thing.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
And then he admitted to it. We saw him on the WhatsApp saying, hey guys, I'm sorry, I just wanted my TV.
Yeah, he apologized.
It was obvious.
It was really obvious. Yeah. I mean, but there's your character, dude. I mean, I thought he was a great dude. We had some great conversations, and I mean,
what's the quote? How you play the game is
who you are. Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe that, but because if it came down to the end of it, and I'd get pretty down and dirty and do what the fuck ever I needed to do. But
guess what? You played with character,
right?
Yeah, I mean, you were true to your word. I mean, I get that it's an individual. I see
down and dirty would have said,
I get it's an individual.
Get rid of Mike,
game.
man. He'll understand. This is a game, but you didn't do that.
No.
Your
character came through.
You could have eliminated Mike.
I hate to tell you, you're a good guy.
So then I could tell that Steven was completely checked out because later that night, that guy right there.
Yeah.
Because later that night we're sitting there talking, and I think one of the first things I say to you is like, all right, what do we do now? Let's go. We need to go find like a smaller alliance. I was talking game strategy. I looked at him. He goes.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, oh, for
totally Wilson.
Fran's like, I'm here by myself now.
I'm completely just on my own now.
We just too beat up, and
I was still
it.
just disappointed in all the greens that went to X.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I was like, well, there goes that, and I'm like, people had already started building alliances, and I what I said in most of my interviews was I went nomad. Yeah. Which is I'm just going to play my game.
But what's the
if I hook up with a couple people and talk to them and stuff, but I'm not.
You can't go nomad with your boy over here.
I know you're leaving your man.
Well, I know what I mean. Like I wasn't looking for a new group.
Yeah. Well, again, what's the point?
That's probably what my attitude was when I said that to you.
He just wanted sleep.
Yeah.
He's
like, nah. He's like, hey, I'm talking. All he's doing is scanning beds.
Yeah, he's like, which bed am I gonna get?
Why, man?
No, at one point though, Justin came up to me. Or I went up to him and I'm like, we're voting Mike, right? Like we're O's, and he's like, I just feel like there's either Justin or Kurt. It was one of the leaders of Green, and I was like, we're doing Mike, right? We're doing the O's. And he's like, I just feel like the whoever got the lowest score should.
Yeah, that would have been Justin because Kurt would have mentioned Zoe.
Okay, well Justin said that. I guess it was Justin I was talking to, and I go, well, I understand that way of thinking, but it's Mike, like.
Well, again,
but he was like, yeah, we got to go with the numbers, dude. Yeah. Like wanting to include me in on them. I was kind of like, okay, well, that's not going to happen.
Hey, can I ask you guys something? Well, first you want.
Well, I was going to say, like, I think for Mike's specific situation, like, he was the reason why literally 256 and all
that's
those
what
people
Ram and I were trying to
there.
That's what Ram and I were trying to
That's
sell.
why I think that there's a little bit of character involved in this vote specifically because it's like you have to honor that person or that doesn't matter.
That's why I was done with Green after that.
Yeah.
Even though I had an O and all the X's, I was an O now because I went with Mike.
Right. Yeah.
Even though I was an O now, I was like, I just want nothing to do with these people.
Well, yeah, because that what's the point of pretending to be friends with
people? I thought they should have rewarded us for being like do something, give us a snack.
It's a show for showing character, you know.
Yeah.
I think a couple of days had gone past already, so they're already. They're all beat up too, and they're happy to be there. They don't give a shit that I got them in there. But I wanted to ask you guys this: if I would have spoken up on the stage and said, addressed everybody before the vote and said, "Hey guys, please keep me in the game. I want to be here. I got you guys here. Please remember that when you make your vote." You think they would have allowed me to say that to people, and you think that would have made a difference?
I think they would let you talk.
I bet they would have allowed it because it would have been good TV, but it would have made zero difference.
Yeah. So I think it wouldn't have mattered.
I
shouldn't have no regrets about that.
They were all voting with the pack. They weren't voting for themselves individually.
You were cooked regardless.
And I know that because they were such a tight group. The Greens, like cohorts, that whole group was so tight. None of them were going to branch. I did, but Ram and I did. Yeah. But that was it.
Yeah.
And then the girl that you were talking about, a few people went with their hearts. And
Right.
All the other ones
Good
went
people.
with the cattle.
Yeah. A couple other things when I was on stage, you know, after John T, Sean just started becoming on fire.
Sean's
and she was
our
making
hero,
comments
man.
after every vote, and every time somebody pushed that X, I can hear her saying her support for me and like, why are these people doing this?
Yep.
And she's just a wonderful lady. But you know, here comes Kurt down there, you know, and then I remember Sean going, "Oh, look at those big puppy dog eyes, you piece of shit. He's gonna vote in next. I know it. Oh, fuck you."
Oh my God.
She goes, "Oh, look at this one. I can tell he's gonna vote next. Oh, fuck you."
She was.
Why don't I remember her either? I
was
remember it
great.
being all dudes on the stage.
Nah, she was up there. Yeah, and she was
remember
great.
that, yeah.
You know, but then, you know, Pirla comes up there. I helped her get through the pentathlon and gave her the great advice of pointy toe. And she
Dirty
came up
boy.
and she was crying and looked at me and said sorry and pushed the X.
She was a sheep with the sheep.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
a very, very
Shed your
sheep mentality. I mean,
Big time,
and
yeah.
I could kind of see it, I guess. but
It's a game. We get
She
it.
acted like she was pretty upset. I don't know if it was an act or if it was
I don't
real.
think it would have been an act with Pirlo.
We have
Yeah,
heard-
it felt sincere
felt
with her.
right,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I got you know, and
If you won, way to go.
yeah. Yeah, way to
No,
go.
I did.
for you,
I did.
man.
I think I've said it before on the podcast, but I was hoping that either Pirlo or Justin won.
Yeah.
And they both voted X.
Yeah,
so
and then
whatever.
Justin, I mean, what really hurt was I thought I was making these true connections with people. You know, like
Yeah.
not a trauma bond, but I really felt like we were connecting. And I thought, here I am. I got you in a game. We had a nice conversations. Even the prison nurse that I was talking to just an hour earlier. Great conversation from Illinois. We were talking. My mom's a nurse. We had this. And she comes up there, slams down that X, and I know it's a TV show.
Some people also voted that just disrespectfully. Some people slapped the X real hard.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
why?
that's the whole thing about the
It's a
skipping.
TV.
I know the skipping thing. Those were a given, but there was other ones that's
Like they're like almost like a fuck you.
yeah.
Like,
I was
why?
like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing. And
Have
then
a little integrity.
the morning before the elimination, I got up to go to the bathroom about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't put my mic on. And I went in the bathroom, and I met this guy named Al, a real nice guy. We had a conversation in the bathroom, right? And a nice conversation. Come walking out of the bathroom, one of the producers, it's like, "Mate, you gotta wear your microphone all the time to the bathroom." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
man.
And he was kind of upset that I did that, and I think they wanted to capture that conversation.
Yep.
But then here comes Al, who I just met, slapped that O. So I salute you, buddy.
I guess
Thank
we
you.
won't be calling
And-
you Al.
Yeah.
Song. Never mind.
So, I mean, the people that all voted for me,
Paul.
they showed great character, and I appreciate all you guys. You X guys, I'm disappointed. Like I said in my exit interview after I got eliminated, the first thing I think I said was I wasn't angry. I was just disappointed in my fellow man.
And I was disappointed in all the X's too, but I do want to say to Justin, who several times after that came and gave me big hugs and told me he loved me and he's so sorry, didn't want me to hate him. And I assured him in the dorm.
That's the right way to do it.
I assured him in the dorm, look, I don't hate you. He's probably my favorite person in the dorm,
Kentucky
Justin.
Deluxe.
Yeah, one of our
Justin,
favorites.
and a
Yeah.
friend of mine, Zach. Zach, shout
Yeah.
out. He's like, we communicate now still. And my two favorite people in the dorm, Zach and I had a crazy, I think, did we talk about the insane conversation? Anyways, we had an insane conversation. We really, really bonded. But Justin, I love you. All good, man. Hope to have you on the podcast.
Yeah,
King
for
D,
sure.
baby.
For sure. Anyway, then
Justin from Kentucky, by the way.
Yeah.
I knew the numbers weren't there anymore, and we're just trying to finalize this stupid vote. My back is hurting me, my legs hurt me, and in my mind, I'm already checked out. I'm like, and I'm thinking about, I get to go out of here. I get to, call my loved ones back home and get something to eat, and. But I'm glad I made a pretty cool exit, so I hope you saw it. What was really interesting in the interview, the interviewer said, you make your living on a stage, and today that stage became your enemy. How did you feel about that? And I thought that was a great question. And I said, you know what? I said, that stage healed me after my dad died, and that's my happy place in life. When I'm up there with you guys playing, that's when I'm feeling physically and emotionally and mentally the best. You know, is that how it is for you guys on stage when we're playing some songs?
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's why we're musicians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and I told her, I said, you know, being on the stage, you know, I went from the highest high of, you know, saving everybody, having one of my greatest moments in life, to now to almost an embarrassing situation where I can't throw a rock. You know, and I pitched in Little League all my life. I played in college, and I can't hit the damn rock. But, you know, it was a great experience. I loved it. You know, when I exited, I said, you know, I thanked everybody for the opportunity, no hard feelings, and I said, you know, I'll be back in black, and hopefully got a little plug in for the band, and I skipped off the stage like Angus Young.
Yes. I don't know how you did that with your freaking knee, like, you know, your legs are so
I'm
fucked
like,
probably.
Put it together, buddy. Make it happen.
When Mike got to the hotel and told me that, I was like, what?
We didn't even know he was going to do it either.
Oh, man, that was the best exit.
Did you have that planned out?
No, I just...
Spur of the moment?
It's just spur
of
the moment.
Little, I thought it was a little wink. Like,
yeah,
you'll understand later.
Right.
You'll find out.
That's exactly what
I hope they show me, because I was like, hell yeah, my fuck yeah.
So let me mention a couple more people voting. My musician friend that was part of the team that helped win the first Big Mess Elimination, Jesse, he came down. Big fat circle from Jesse. And
shout out, Jesse.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. That meant a lot to me. We bonded after the contest. We had some great conversations. What a great guy. Really talented musician, man, and great singer. And go see him play, whatever he's doing. He's a talented dude. And then when my brothers came up, you know, Steven came up. He gave me a smile and smacked that cereal. It made me feel good. And then Ram came up and he gave me kind of a fake. He like went over the X and then he smiled at me and then he slammed that freaking O down.
Do you rip that X off?
Yeah, too bad he couldn't.
I don't remember.
I ripped my X off pretty good.
Did you?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let him know.
Good TV.
Yeah, some people. And then our Dylan, first guy we met.
Dylan, patient zero.
Yeah, he came up, looked me in the eye, he said, "There's no way I'm eliminating you," and slammed that zero.
Is it Nashville? Is that Dylan?
I don't remember where Dylan is from.
The guy we met in the airport.
Yeah, I
think
he was
South Carolina or something.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other guy we met in the airport. The guy was always sick.
That's Dylan.
That's Dylan.
Patient zero.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Marcus, the big football player, tell him I'm going to give him my food. What does he do? Big X.
Oh, you serious?
No food for you.
Yeah, no food for you.
Marcus.
I wasn't a fan of Marcus. Sorry, Marcus.
Yeah,
he's always I mean, I know he's like 400 pounds, 8 foot tall, but it's like always in my space. Like I felt like a little ant who wasn't there.
He does take up a lot of real estate.
Big man.
Space,
Big man.
He's a big boy. Wow.
And he was calling me old and shit, and when I got eliminated.
Did he? He's the reason. He's the reason I moved beds one time.
Did he fart?
No, he just snores.
Big guy, probably.
I was in bed right next to him, and he was real cool. But man, once he got to sleep, I'm like, oh, here we go again.
But yeah, it broke my heart. And then, you know, they walk you out. You know, it sucked leaving the game. You know, even though I was kind of honestly that. If you're signing up for Squid Game, and I know a lot of you are probably watching this podcast because you're considering it, or maybe you got selected for the next season, like we did. It's brutal. It's really tough. Yeah, I the guys all said it. We're gonna tell you too. Man, the homesickness, being away, you know, in another country, the lack of sleep. You know, the food,
ripping your life away from you. Yeah.
And they mess with you, and and you got to remember it's a TV show, and it doesn't always work out in your favor. So you just got to go in there with a really strong attitude. But when I got back to the hotel, my first thing was thinking, maybe Paul's still here, and it'd be wonderful to talk to him and vent.
Well, no, you called me and you said something. I said, well, you might want to see if Paul's still there because I just talked to him like last night. And you're like, what do you mean you just talked to him last night? I was like, yeah, he called me like this morning at 5. And you're like, okay, let me let you go. Bye.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, bye.
Because I went to do interviews back on the site, and I came back, checked my phone, and
and I said, yes,
Mike,
right,
they got Mike. We all in the Squid thread. They got Mike, and I was like, and so I immediately just. I was on the phone with you too. I was like, I gotta go. Mike's down there. I gotta go catch up with him.
I was trying to call you on the WhatsApp. And,
yep.
But we're in a foreign country and things aren't going through. Just real quick, when you exit the game, they do take care of you really well. They put you in a room, they give you the snacks and stuff, and they take you home, and then they have a psychologist there, and he was a great guy, and you sit down with him. And I can't wait to hear your story. Just a great guy, and just checking in on you, making sure you're stable, you're okay. They know it's an incredible experience. And I was great. I told him, hey, all good, loved it. I had a really positive attitude. I mean, I had a great moment on the show. My expectations were blown away. I was very, very happy with what, and I'm proud the way I played.
Yeah,
I went in there
satisfied.
Yeah, I didn't
fulfilled. Yeah,
because I was thinking after I got eliminated, if it was one of you guys, I would be so pissed at all those ex-players that turned their back on my friend. Yeah. I'd be in that game, and I would just be angry to everybody now.
Yeah,
that's where I was after that.
So what happened after I was eliminated? You guys are standing all on the circles. They're on the X's. We walk out of the room. Tell me what happens from at that point.
Ram, you're gonna have to go with that one.
I don't remember.
Did the X's and O's come together and were you guys talking, or did you guys separate into different parts of the dorms?
I think we just separated, just went back into the dorm life.
Everybody just went back to
just whenever.
Just back to your bunk.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what else can you do?
I think Ram and I at that point were real defeated.
Well, that's when I had the conversation with you about what we do next, and you're like,
did anybody come up to you after that? After they saw you all upset? After I leave,
Justin came up to me, tears in his eyes.
Was he the first guy that came up to you?
They all.
My hat's off to Justin.
They all were real apologetic about it and all that, and I was just like,
they were all apologetic.
He was like, nah.
Yeah. Justin, just especially, so he had tears in his eyes and hugged me, told me he loved me, and he felt really, really bad about the whole thing.
When Justin came down, I knew he was going to vote X, but I could see, he was really torn, and that one didn't bother me so much. I don't know why.
Mike seemed fulfilled when I finally. It was like two people running to meet in the field. Mike, Paul, we were just so happy. I walked in and Mike had ordered an awesome pizza, different pizza over there too. They got like squash and chorizos. Crazy.
After they watch the show, though, they're going to be like, now we know why they took it so hard.
Yes.
They're in a freaking band.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Right.
But me and Mike caught up. We were able to sit down and catch up. We got to hang, and then all the eliminated that day. They all kind of came. We had dinner.
Yeah, Sean was there. And
Sean
Jersey
was reenacting
Debbie.
like little Cincy Nazi boys walking up there like who the hell they are, you puppy toe guys. She was mad.
I know. I made her tell that story. Every time someone sat down at the dinner table, I'm like, Sean, tell me again. Yeah.
She get it. Little pussy. She can't believe what they did.
She was British?
No, from Wales.
Wales, yeah.
So I guess
Welsh.
it's British.
Oh, okay.
Which, and
she's like, Mike got them in the game, and they turned their backs on them.
The one man who got you here where you're standing today. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And then Maria, she was getting mad. She was like, she was mad, Again,
I can't see Maria mad.
She was mad. I mean, we all were like, she was like, man. And I gotta give it to her. It's again, it showed integrity, and they would have been true to their word.
Thank you, Sean. I hope we can get you on this podcast somehow. I really enjoyed meeting you and our dinner, and you having my back. Like, you were my best friend for my whole life, and I bonded with her. She was just so sweet, and I hope I get to see her again and give her a big hug, But
and that was it.
We could have been one of those O's that got eliminated on the first day, and I had such a great experience. I had a great Squid Game experience, so no regrets.
Yep.
I don't know if I would do it again. Would you do it again, Paul?
I would do it with my boys for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
It definitely helped having all you guys there.
All for one for all over here. But I would definitely do that. But then again, when the lights are on you, you want to be on TV, do it again? No. So we'll be there. We would be there again if we got asked, but we toasted to life that night.
Yeah, we did.
We were fulfilled. We understood.
Again, part of my great experiences was that elimination and that day at the hotel. seeing all you guys and Sean. And then the next day, they had me stay over for interviews, and that's when you do
the
master interview,
Yep.
which I loved. And the psychologist that did that with me, you got to meet the person, and you don't have to worry about talking in present tense. And they ask you about your life, and your feelings and stuff. And I haven't had a session like that before, And I told her I felt very therapeutic. It's a nice process.
Mm-hmm.
When you take a step back now, and then you kind of understand what all happened, it makes more sense to you, especially after you get some sleep. Your mind goes back in working order.
Then you start feeling regrets. I should have done this.
Sleep. Steven's like, what's sleep?
Yeah.